Okay, so now we got done with the economy talk. Let's talk about the other side of the robber baron coup fascist new American century, the Fourth Reich, if you will. Okay, so the other day I saw an interview with Dana Bash talking to Representative Tom Emmer of, I believe he's a Republican from Florida. And she had him on asking him about Americans in concentration camps. You know, Donald Trump has been talking about this quite a bit. It's not like he only said it as a one off and people can say it's a joke. He has said it numerous times, at least a half a dozen times that I can think of the top of my head. Donald Trump has talked about sending Americans to El Salvador, to the Gulag. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I just heard a report today saying that he's talking to a country in Africa. Maybe it's the Congo or Angola, or I can't remember which, but talking to them about building more concentration camps to send to people undesirables. You know, and that kind of definition is very a flexible definition, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, at first it's, oh, these hardened criminals who slit women's throats and throw them in front of subway trains and bash old men on top of the head with baseball bats. That's where it starts. But where it finishes is like what we're seeing right now with, you know, people like Mahmoud Khalil, who was at a protest at Columbia University, and now he is in an ICE detention facility in Louisiana. His wife just gave birth. He's still locked up. No charges. They have never charged him with anything. The only thing that they said is that, you know, his words are basically violence, you know, because he critiqued Israel. And that seems like it's going to be the new McCarthyism. Anybody that critiques Israel or eventually critiques the administration, the Trump regime, they could be subject to being sent out. I mean, there's so many examples at this point. Abrego Garcia, Ramesa Ozturk was the tough student who co-wrote an op-ed saying maybe Israel shouldn't be killing so many babies. That was a year ago, and they snatched her up off the street. There was this one I heard the other day. It was a 19-year-old guy named Jose Hermosillo, 19-year-old American with papers. He didn't have papers on him because, gee whiz, I thought this was America. You don't have to carry around papers with you. What is this, Nazi Germany? Show me your papers. Well, I guess it is, because this guy, he was picked up in Tucson, Arizona. He is from Albuquerque. I guess he took a wrong turn at Albuquerque and ended up in Tucson. Well, an ICE cop, by the way, ICE cops, they're just failed regular cops. You know, these are the people that couldn't get a job in like regular law enforcement. They're just fucking too psycho for even, you know, like NYPD or LAPD. Those people are too crazy for them, so they get a job with ICE. And, you know, it's like, we want to ban students wearing masks at protests, but meanwhile, all of these guys from ICE are all masked up in hoodies and glasses and incognito, inconspicuous, plain clothes dressed. Next thing you know, they're black bagging people. Well, they snatched that guy Jose up, and the ICE cop told told the judge that he found him in Nogales, which is right by the border, which is a lie, and ended up holding the guy for 10 days. His mother showed up with a Social Security card and a birth certificate, and they're like, oh, well, there's nothing we can do. He's in ICE custody. They ended up holding him for 10 days. An American citizen. It's here, honey. The fascism is here. Okay, so back to a Tom Emmer. Dana Bash asked him about, you know, how do you respond to Donald Trump saying we should be putting some of our American citizens in these concentration camps? and he, immediately ignores, he obfuscates, he does the little gish gallop thing. He starts immediately turning it. He starts trashing, trashing the people like Abrego Garcia, who has not been charged with anything. He's not MS-13. All of that shit that Stephen Miller and Pam Bondi were saying was absolute provable lies. They're saying they accuse all these people of all these things without due process, without going to court. And if they actually had these hardened criminals that they were sending to El Salvador, if they actually had proof, which, by the way, news reports saying 75 to 90% of the people that they've already sent, which is like over 300 people at this point, have no criminal records. And the ones that do have criminal records are petty crime, like, stealing from Walmart or something like that. If they actually had hardened criminals, don't you think that they would show that shit? I mean, for God's sakes, Donald Trump was talking about, the Laken Riley Act, that was we've got to be kicking out all these people that are killing our beautiful young American girls. If they had it, they would be putting it on the news every single day. But they have no evidence against somebody like Abrego Garcia. So they just lie over and over and over and over again, thinking that eventually, if they say it enough, cognitive dissonance, people will be like, well, they're saying it all the time. It must be true. No, it's not true. So Tom Emmer, he obfuscates for a while, and Dana Bash asks him again, and then he obfuscates some more. She ends up asking him 4 times. After the 3rd time, she goes, I'm just going to give you one more chance. Do you agree, with Trump's decision to be sending Americans to these prison camps? And he's like, look, these people are all bad. Trump's right. He can do what he wants to. This is fascism, folks. There is no other way. I wish there was a way that I could describe it, another word that I could use to describe it that would make people feel less bad, but it is literally Nazi shit. No due process. People are afraid to come to this country. Tourism is down already. I mean, for God's sakes, there's a couple of tourists came into Hawaii. A couple of German tourists came into Hawaii, and they hadn't booked a hotel yet, and then ICE snatched them up, or was it immigration, or naturalization? I can't remember who, but they were snatched up and quickly sent, they were held for a while and then sent out of the country. There was a Canadian woman. She ended up getting held for 2 weeks. Canadian woman coming into the country. Been in this country so many damn times. She ends up getting taken up. There was another German guy who came in, I think he either came in New York or into New Jersey, and they held him for a while, and he's got papers. He's a legal resident. No, doesn't seem to matter to these people. This is what fascists do. There is no other way to describe this. Using reasons like tattoos and hoodies as a reason to snatch people off the street and send them to a fucking gulag, possible death camp. Donald Trump in the Oval Office saying to Bukele, you got to build me like 5 more of these prisons. We got some bad hombres we need to send you. Bad hombres like Mahmoud Khalil. Bad hombres like Ramesa Ozturk, like Abrego Garcia. These are not bad people, honey. If you want to find a bad person, an evil person, an awful, horrible human being, just look in the mirror. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.